Welcome to Open IXD. My name is Liz Danzico, and I'm here to teach you about what we know about interaction design. Open IXD is a celebration of interaction design through the lens of these 14 candidates, the class of 2014. And I'm particularly excited to be here today with you celebrating because this is the 5th year of our program. So we're celebrating a bit of an anniversary as well. So before we begin, some thanks. Thanks to our partner MailChimp. They help us design and publish our newsletters. They also do this for 3 million people worldwide, so I suppose we're not alone in that. If you haven't seen MailChimp, check it out and certainly help yourself to food and drink that they've provided throughout the day. Second, thanks to the advisors for our students. These guys have worked with the students over the course of a year through good and bad, through ups and downs, and a lot of them will be here today to celebrate with us. Third, thanks to our students, the class of 2014. Every year of this program is very different. People come and they give, they also take away, and as a result, the program is different every single year and it's better and richer for it. So thanks to you and for all the work you've done. It's been an honor to share the studio with you. And last, thanks to everyone here. We are delighted to participate in this. It is a celebration. We call it a festival for that very reason, because we're excited about celebrating this work. And it's a two-way conversation. So should you want to, you can participate with the hashtag OpenIXD in the conversation online as well. So I don't have a big story necessarily to start out today with. However, in reflecting back over the last 2 years, while these students were in school, a lot has happened. We started out the year very early with Hurricane Sandy. Immediately after, things like the garment factory collapse, fires in India and Pakistan, Edward Snowden, the Syria conflict, kidnappings in Nigeria, and so on and so on. So many things have happened, and these students have been participating all along. They've been looking at their work through the lens of the things that have gone on in the world. So as you sit here today, I want you to think about that. Think about all the things that they have had to do, both personally and professionally, to work through these 2 years to present this work to you. So before we get started, maybe one story. The year was 1872. We'll go back a little bit in time. There was a man and there was a horse. And that man photographed that horse. And from that photograph, although the photograph and the man are no longer with us, came a series of images, thousands of images. And those are pretty well known, but most significant about those images are that they created a bridge to where we are today. By the end of that decade, we're still in the 1870s at this point, these experiments actually led to the invention of the motion picture technology. This man had made the invisible visible. He had made time and motion previously uncapturable, seeable for anyone. By making these experiments, he allowed us to be here. So Rebecca Solnit, whose biography on Edward Muybridge this story comes from, said of this, "A new world had opened for science, for art, for entertainment, for consciousness, and the old world retreated farther." So what we do here today in interaction design is because of that horse, because of that man. The class of 2014 built upon what the class of 13 did, and 13 on 12 and 12 on 11. What we intend to do is build experiments, put them out into the world so that we expand the world just a little bit. We open up new possibilities for ourselves, but also for all the people we create for. So in the midst of all these things that have happened in the world over the past couple of years, keep in mind the importance of making things and putting them out into the world, making things real, as they say. And in order to do that, you have to connect. You have to connect to ideas and to people. In order to connect, you have to be open. So as you sit here today, be open. Be open to all ideas, everyone and everything. That goes for you guys as well as the audience here. Open IXD is about hearing the latest in interaction design. It's about successes and accomplishments. It's about, shortcomings and forthcomings. It's about student work, but it's also about ambitions. But most importantly, it's about being open to everything. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being open. Let's get started. The hashtag again, OpenIXD 14. Today we're organized into 4 themes. We're going to invite students up to present their work, and then we'll kind of conclude that with a panel discussion. And so before the students get started, I wanted to introduce someone who's been pretty important to the thesis process here, Eric Foreman. Eric lives here in New York. He's a New York-based artist. He works on installations, responsive architecture, responsive structures, physical computing. His work kind of crosses the boundary between art, design, technology, and the unknown. His work is at the intersection of people and technology, which is why we were thrilled to have him as part of the program. In addition to teaching physical computing, he worked with the students for 1 year from the beginning of their thesis process to the end. And so I'm honored to welcome Eric to the stage.
Thank you, Liz, and good morning to everyone. The unknown, huh? I'm delighted to be here and to introduce the class of 2014 Interaction Design Thesis Projects. It's been a pleasure, really, to get to know these students and to work with them over the past year as they wrestled with their ideas. And I'd also like to thank Megan Fath, my co-teacher, in the second half of this journey. All of the ideas you'll hear today are diverse, quite different from each other, challenging, ambitious. I think that was one of the main challenges, is actually taming the ambition in some cases. But I'm especially proud of these students for tackling these big issues that are complex and thorny. They're easy to talk about and to debate, but they're not easy to design for. And this group, they really cared. I could see them in physical pain when they thought their work didn't live up to their own standards. Through that, they critiqued each other, but they also supported each other throughout this past year. What you'll see here over the next 3 hours or so is just the tip of the iceberg of all of the research they've done, all the prototyping, but also all of the discarding that they've done. There are lots of ideas that were sexy but just didn't work holistically, and they were smart enough to know when to move past those, when to focus, when to winnow. They were asked by us, the faculty, by the department, to fulfill quite a daunting list of criteria, actually. Innovation, of course, it had to be something new in the field of interaction design. It needed to be meaningful to a wider audience, not just designers designing for designers. It needed impact, or the potential for impact, significant and positive, which means not just successful or financially viable, but actually have positive impact on people. It had to be grounded, meaning it was viable technically and physically to produce, and also viable not just economically, technically, but culturally as well. It has to tell a good story, of course. And lastly, it needs, of course, to look good, to be well designed, to work well. And one of the interesting things about that list of criteria is that although this is a design program, design itself is only one of those 7 criteria. And interaction design, as we all know, is about more than just looking good. It has to be for people, and that includes a lot of challenges. I want to draw actually a special attention to the groundedness criteria, because all the projects you'll see here today are not speculative, although that has a place in the field of design. These are all grounded in actual working prototypes. So these are ideas that can help the world now if we're open to them. They can connect and provoke, engage, and empower people, which are our 4 themes today. So please enjoy listening and thinking about everyone's presentations. And at the end of the day, you will have the chance to look at them in person out in the lobby and ask them questions and dive into the details. So I hope you enjoy this whole day as much as we've enjoyed guiding them through the last year. So let's do it. Thank you very much.